Hello everyone. My name is Jairo Martinez. I'm a DMDL student at NYU, and my presentation is about superheroes and super social powers is my thesis. We'll get into that. So it's basically an animated live-action television show for children with special needs. So who am I? I'm just gonna start with that. I'm Spider-Man. See, there's a reason I am Spider-Man. I'm a big hero of comic books. I love superheroes. It's something I grew up watching as a kid, learning the morals they do, just that escape from fantasy, reality, and something I love personally. My inspiration and motivation of this was basically my brother. My brother was diagnosed with autism and mild ADHD at the age of, I think, 3 years old. And for my parents and me, it was really hard for us to raise a child in that specific state, especially in the social aspect. In the educational aspect, it was decent enough, but once he got older, it was difficult to him to start making friends, talking with people, normal eye contact, that sort of thing. So, like I said before, the problems I stated, there is a lack of resources for children and parents who have with special needs for social communication, supporting them, supporting socializing into adulthood. When these children grow up, it's hard for them to actually start networking and communicating when they're older. So, like how I'm talking to you guys, it's really hard for them to actually, address them, give the good eye contact, make friends, establish relationship, networking, get a job, basically, like that way. And it's something that we're lacking in that area, and regardless in media or in education material. And of course, the lack of proper representation of kids with children with special needs. Obviously, they're shown as a token character, caricatures, that kind of sort of thing, not properly represented. So my solution, I stated before, is an educational animated live-action television show. The overall theme and concept of super social powers is for children with special needs to learn different methods from characters presented in the show. Each episode of the show tackles a specific social communication theme. That way, they can learn the basics from. So, specific themes explored: the first day of school, introducing yourself to a person, proper eye contact, appropriate social behavior, how to initiate and continue a conversation, appropriate things to say, dealing with loss, maintaining a relationship, and having a crush on someone. My target audience is specifically, like I said, children with learning disabilities and special needs. Of course, parents who are in need of these resources. And of course, children who love superheroes and their imagination. Now, I just want you to read this quote real carefully. Okay, so like I said, I'm into superheroes and stuff like that. That I go to Comic-Con and all that crazy stuff. But in a way, I mask my personality and become that superhero, so you can say, and become a different person. Motivates me, to be a different person, talk and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going for. Is for these children to have some sort of confidence in themselves and see something that they can feel that they can talk to other people, that sort of thing. So my design rationale is basically the social learning theory, Piaget's development theory, and observational learning theory. So these are my pride and joys, the characters of the show. I base off these characters from different types of pop culture media that I love. This can range from Bruce Lee types of movies. I named my boy Brandon Lee because I love The Crow, Bruce Lee kung fu movies. Of course, Tommy. I love Power Rangers. I had favorite character there. All of them are specifically different types of things that I love, but at the same time share the characteristics of a child diagnosed with special needs. So one, let's say Brandon has a not say Brandon. Tommy has some sort of autism-related symptoms. It's not really stated that in the show he has it. A child with autism can be able to learn and see that he has the same characteristics, and that way he can observe and learn from them. Of course, I put the other characters of the show. Obviously, we need a villain. Like I said, going back to the Power Rangers method, Rita Repulsa, kind of my main inspiration of having a evil villain woman. And of course, the male nanny. STA is basically taking care of the children. I named him after my brother Steve. He's basically an undercover secret agent, making sure they're all in place, giving them helpful guru advice, that sort of thing. So back to relatability. I forgot to mention that there's one character that I didn't specifically say, Nicholas. So Nicholas doesn't have a special need. I'm trying to target another type of audience of the children who don't suffer or have diagnosed with a special need because, the type of inclusion to, actually interact with other kids. If a child who doesn't, have a special need is watching the show, it'll help give them helpful tips on how to talk to these kids, special different, methods of social methods of talking, just to give that sort of relatability. I feel like relatability to me is something that everyone, I feel personally, I can feel connected to. The reason is that, like I said, with superheroes, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man because I can relate to that character. That character shows characteristics that I had when I was growing up. I wasn't a shy kid. I was not very popular. I was very, let's say a little weird, not good with the girls. But the thing is that I connected to that person. Whenever, something like a moralistic decision that you make, let's say some jerk on the subway, says something bad to you, but he needs help. Logically, you're going to be like, I don't want to help him, whatever. But morally, you do want to help him. And I get that from, reading these comic books and connecting to these characters so much. So in conclusion, the main purpose of this program is to spread the awareness for children with special needs and the overlooked issue of social communication. It's also to inspire the children with special needs to, feel confident and feel empowered that, their disability isn't something that should be looked down, but to be different and, feel better about that and feel empowered that you are different and, you can always think out of the box. Like I said, my name is Jairo Martinez. You can find me at booth 2. And from the late Stanley, I'd like to quote that a person who helps others simply because it should or must be done and because it's the right thing to do is indeed without a superhero. So thank you so much, everyone, and you can see me at booth 2.